why have you chosen to become a professor?
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to teach as a visiting professor in India, and it was a very nice experience for me. I would say a life-changing experience. At the time, so there were some aspects of the experience which made it particularly positive. Because it was a very small class, it was an elective, and it was a class where the students themselves had requested the dean to have that class. Okay. And so this was a very motivated and small group of students. So I really enjoyed my experience teaching, and so that actually motivated me to go further in an academic career.
And what do you really like about being a professor or a researcher?
Yeah. Okay, I don't know where to start. There are so many things. I really enjoy, and I feel so grateful. This is such a huge blessing. I don't know who to thank for this, right? But I can study whatever I want. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I mean, I cannot believe my luck. Sometimes I think I should pay somebody, to be able to do this. Because, basically, I can look at the world, and if something interests me, I can say, I want to study this. Okay. Yeah? And I want to figure it out. I want to figure out how this can be done better. Yeah? So that's a great blessing, I have to say. And I feel very, very, very fortunate and lucky. I like teaching because I would say it is very demanding on me. It's very challenging, much more challenging than I initially thought. Because my first teaching experience, it was just so easy, I mean, I loved the students loved me. It was like a love fest, right? It was so easy. So in my mind, I always thought teaching is easy, yeah? Okay. But it's not actually. Not when you teach 54 highly demanding students from, who are at the top of their educational career so far, right? So they all come in thinking that, well, I'm really good at this, right? And so to be able to speak to them is quite challenging. It's a learning process. Yeah. And I think I would say that after 5 years of teaching, I can see how, it's one of those things that you have to work at. Yeah. And you try little experiments to see what will happen, and you learn from it. So I feel quite fortunate because the research that I do hopefully adds value to the teaching.
Why did you choose HSC Paris?
It's very interesting. I mean, I have to honestly say that I never imagined in my life that I would even ever leave India, right? Mm-hmm. Because, when I was growing up, India was a closed economy. It was almost impossible to leave the country, right? Foreign exchange was so difficult to get access to foreign exchange, right? And to get a visa to leave India was very rare. So when I was growing up, I never thought I would leave India, because nobody left India, That's just how it was, right? So, so life takes you in different paths. The economy opened up, and suddenly there were so many opportunities for people to go, and it happened. I mean, it was so amazing to watch. It happened in a period of couple of years almost. The whole world almost changed for us in India, yeah. And so, we went to the US, and after I finished my studies in the US, I applied for jobs throughout the world because I didn't have any locational constraints. Yeah, my husband and I, we both wanted to travel and see the world, right? It was such a big opportunity, yeah. So I applied everywhere in the world, and I got job offers from many different places. And HEC was the highest research ranked institutions among the jobs that I got. And that's what attracted me. So it's a place where there's a lot of support for research. There are people, my colleagues are very productive in research, which is very important because, as a young scholar, young, I put that in quotes, not in age, but in experience. It's important to be able to learn from other people and to have other people in the department who know what they're talking about when it comes to research, right? And so this was a good place for that. And I'm a sociologist by training, and HEC actually is very multidisciplinary. So this is also very important, to be in an environment where your disciplinary background is understood and respected. Yeah. So yeah, these were the reasons why we chose HEC, and also, coming to France and,
Exactly. Can you tell us about your native country, India?
Yeah.
Do you want to share something with us?
I don't know what to say, because whatever I say will be inaccurate. India is such a huge country and it's so complex. We have 23 languages and I think 115 dialects. So whatever I say is going to be inaccurate because there's always an exception to whatever I say, right? Okay. So it's an exciting place to be in. I think that's probably something that most people will agree with. It's a very exciting place to be in. So I'll give you an example, right? Last year, I went home for some time for a holiday, and my husband decided to have a surprise visit and come and visit us. Yeah. And so he didn't tell us that he was visiting us. He just landed up in the airport. He took a taxi and he came home. Yeah. And he got lost on the way. Right? He's been to our house, we've been married 15 years. So he's been to our house, I don't know, countless times, but he got lost. And the reason is simply because the infrastructure and the whole place has changed so much in 1 year that he couldn't recognize anything. So it's amazing to me. Every time I go, things are so different. Yeah. So things are changing so fast, even between generations, the new generation of Indians, it's very different from how we were. Yeah, it's an exciting place to be in because so many things are happening.
What is your hope for the future?
For myself, or?
Yeah, for yourself, for what kind of hope do you have for the future?
Yeah. Well, I would like to see a more equal world. I would like to see a world where opportunities are more fairly distributed, and the access to opportunities is not limited, especially access to educational opportunities, since that's my field, right? Are not limited by geography, by nationality, by skin color, by gender. I think that's very important. It's the biggest challenge that we as a world face. Because we have, countries like India or Africa where you have such a huge young population, and if we don't make access to good education, not just education, but good education available to them, I think we could easily devolve into crisis.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I would like to thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. That was so nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
You are so easy to talk to, I have to say.
You too.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you.